Honey, the video can last all day with this one for me. So today's video, if you could tell by the title, obviously is the HBCU tag. The reason why I'm doing this is because honestly, just yesterday they started doing the who's who at UAPB, and I was just like, wow, what better time than now to basically talk about my experience at my HBCU. And yeah, and I came across this tag, and it's really great because this is the time where freshmen are getting to know their campus, looking up, trying to see what the dorms look like, trying to see what the parties are like. So the first question is, what school do you attend? I've already answered it, but I attend the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Why did I choose UAPB is the second question. I chose UAPB because honestly, UAPB just felt like home, especially because I kind of grew up around UAPB. I was born in Pine Bluff, so I knew about the university and everything like that, and it's just closer to family. All my family went to UAPB, so it just felt right, honestly. Question number 3 is dorm life and roommates. Honey, the video can last all day with this one for me. But so freshman year I stayed in the Herod complex. The all freshman dorm is co-ed. It's really not, because it's split into two, boys on one side, girls on this side. I stayed there with my best friend who came with me. Well, not came with me, but we traveled to the university together. In freshman year, we stayed together. I loved her. I love her. I loved having her as a roommate, but we just went our separate ways. She got her own single room, and I just keep dealing with these roommates. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, sophomore year, I stayed in 2 dorms. I stayed in the Douglas dorm at first because there was no room for me in the Delta, me and a plethora of other girls, and then the new Delta wasn't finished, so we literally had nowhere to stay, and I wasn't trying to stay in the JBJ. I'm never trying to stay in the JBJ. Sorry if you stay there. If you stayed there, that's just not for me. I had 2 roommates that year. My first roommate, a doll. Okay, love her. She's actually my club. It's great. Woo-de-woo. We had no problems. She was never in the room. Well, we both was really only in the room to go to sleep, so we didn't have issues. So that's just that on that. And then when we ended up moving to the new dorm, she went to the JBJ. But when I got to the new dorm, I didn't have a roommate for a while, up until like, I don't even remember when I moved over there. I moved over there a little bit before homecoming, and then by Thanksgiving break, basically, I had a roommate. That roommate, Chalet, like, it wasn't even that we just didn't get along. It was just, we didn't have the same kind of expectations from a roommate, so everything we did kind of conflicted. Like, she was never really in the room, so I would always have company over. It was never really like a, let me ask if I could have company over. No, if you're not in the room, I don't need to ask. And then when she decided she wanted to come, it's like, okay, well, I've already decided I'm having company, and I'm not going to tell them to leave because you decided that out of nowhere you're going to stay in the room you're paying for. And really, that whole situation, I could go on and on and on, but she just, yeah. So fast forward to junior year. So first semester, my roommate, I really don't know how to explain that, because if you just see her and see how she lived, you just know there's a story there, and you just don't know the story. And that's just that on that. Actually, you can kind of see her side of the room in my intro, but that's neither here or there. But she was okay. She was quiet. She was almost never really in the room. When she was in the room, she had a guest that didn't even attend the university anymore, but whatever. Yeah, she was fine. I was fine. And the company thing was kind of the same thing. She wasn't in there, so I didn't feel the need to kind of be like, hey, I'm going to have company over or what have you. But her and my sweet mate were dirty. So that whole deal was dead. But then second semester, honestly, okay, so the weekend before school started, I stayed with Kayla. Kayla is my girlfriend. I stayed with her in her room for the weekend because I just wasn't really ready to deal with my sweet mate and my roommate. I just wasn't. But when I finally came back to my room, all my roommate's stuff was gone. Like, she had moved down. I'm looking like, what you trying to say? Because you didn't say nothing. Cool, whatever. I don't care. But needless to say, she moved out, Kayla moved in, and we lived happily ever after. We were lit. Anybody that went to our room, came to our room, y'all know we was lit. It was a nice little setup. Real cute. Popping. That's that on that. The next question is, what is your major? My major is multimedia communications with an emphasis in broadcast journalism. I like to talk. I like media. I like the whole production. I like all of it. I like being in front and behind the camera. So yeah, my dream job is to be on the radio. We'll see where it goes, but honestly, I just want to be, well, I am a personality, but you know, I just want to be some kind of personality of that sort. The next question is, was UAPB your first choice? No. Actually, growing up, I always said I would never attend UAPB. Like, I just thought that was so low. Like, no, why would I ever attend UAPB? Why? I always wanted to kind of go off to school. My first choice was actually, like, my first choice was Spelman. Spelman didn't have my major, doesn't have my major, so I even considered, like, trying to change my major just to go to Spelman. But Spelman is high anyway, so since we weren't going to do that. But really, after I eliminated that, NCAT became my first choice. And that was just it. I looked at, like, Southern. I looked at Langston. And that was really it. I really didn't have an interest going to any other school. I also looked at Clark Atlanta and Texas Southern just a little bit, but I really didn't have any interest in going to those schools. But basically, my decision on going to UAPB, Lion Fever Day, honey, because we had fun. Like, my Lion Fever Day was so fun. And that's all it is to it. UAPB is a family. It's a family reunion literally all the time. And I mean, we have our ups and downs, but when it comes to having a good time, we have one every time, period. The next question is, do you live on campus, off campus, or commute? Like I've been talking about, I have lived on campus up until this point. I'm really late in the game. I don't know if I'm gonna live on campus this year. I have until August to figure it out. But if I don't live on campus, I'll more than likely live with my grandma, and my grandma lives there, so that's how I'm gonna flip that. Next question is, how was your last semester? Chile. My last semester was a roller coaster. My last semester was tough because my teachers was just on some other stuff, and so in turn the students were on other stuff. Like, we just didn't have a good learning environment in my major this year. We're working on it. But on top of, you know, trying to stay on top of that stuff, I was trying to stay on top of AKA I became a initiate fall 18. So going into the spring 19 semester, I had never been a part of an organization or a club or anything like that that literally was just so demanding. And so I was just basically trying to adjust to that and adjust to whatever my teachers had going on. And it was just really hard. But in the end, my chapter is doing amazing. My grades were better, way better than I thought they were gonna be. So I struggled, but I ended up coming out on top, honey, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so the next question is, would you rather stay to yourself or go to a party? It depends on the night, honestly, because honestly, parties are a hit or miss at UFPB. So yeah, and we gotta pay for parties. I'm hearing a lot of schools saying they don't have to pay, and I need UFPB to get on that train, or whoever, you know, all the promoters for the parties and stuff, get on that train. I mean, make some shake, cause everybody ain't out here paying for parties, and I just feel like that's ridiculous. But like I said, it's a hit or miss. I don't know. Sometimes I like to stay to myself, whether it's just me and Kayla or me and all my friends. We're a good time. Y'all will get to see that, get to learn that, but we're a good time. So sometimes we don't even need to go to the parties. And really, I can't, personally, I don't think I can enjoy parties without being under somebody's influence. Like, I'ma just keep it a buck. So really, parties are not my big deal unless it's like an event. But you know, there are parties at UAPB that are iconic. I guess you could say people really enjoy LOL. I mean, we've had how many? I don't know. I think they're getting into the double digits. ABS. That's. I think LOL is lots of liquor and ABS is anything but sober. I've actually never been to either one. I don't think I've ever been to either one. I think I've been to one LOL. I don't even think I've been to one LOL. Well, those are really big parties. And then Icebreaker is a huge party that the Alphas throw at the beginning of the school year. Yeah, it's literally always an event. That's all I can say about that. And there have been other parties that people have hosted that kind of flopped. Oh, and the track team also throws great parties, and the people that stay in that house throw great parties, so kudos to y'all. I kind of already answered this, but the next question is, are the parties fun? Basically, they are, but they are what you make them. You can't go to a party and it's just not be part of the party. At all the niggas that stand on the side smoking, like, do that in a car or something, like, because whatever. But the parties are fun, especially if you're with your friends and there's liquor involved and you see another group of friends and y'all accidentally bump into each other. It's just great. We just hype each other up and it's great. It doesn't always go like that, but when it does, it's great. The next question is, what was your biggest high school to college transition? My biggest transition was really the whole HBCU thing, because not to say that I didn't grow up around black people or anything and like I wasn't cultured and all of those things, but in high school I went to a predominantly white high school, so kind of I went from being the minority to the majority, and it was just kind of weird. I had been the majority before, but as kind of like a young adult, no, and it was really weird. Kind of because in high school, everything I did kind of made me stand out in a sense. Yeah, but everything I do here is kind of like, okay, but there's 2,000 other people that do that, you know? So that was kind of like a big transition for me as a young adult. The next question is, did you obtain the freshman 15? Honey, I didn't. Boo, I lost the freshman 20, and it's all back now, but I was really proud when I lost it. I don't know how I lost it, y'all. I was actually so shocked when I got back home, and I was like, dang, like I'm not the size I was when I started school. But I tweeted this the other day, y'all. I don't know what I did freshman year, but I would love to do it again. I need to do it again because this is ridiculous. Final question is there any advice that I would give to a high school senior or a college freshman going into their freshman year? My advice is to prioritize, and I mean that in every sense of the word. You can prioritize in literally everything you do. No matter how big or small it is, you need to prioritize. As far as 8 a.m.s, prioritize. are you capable? And if you're not capable, you need to make it your mission to be capable, because I know some professors only offer certain courses at 8 a.m. because they can. So prioritize. As far as, you know, partying or homecoming week or just any week, prioritize. Like, you know what you gotta do. Prioritize. As far as any organizations you want to join, any clubs you want to become a part of, any offices you want to hold, if that's something you want to do, prioritize. Basically, make it your mission to become somebody who deserves to be in that position. Prioritize your time and your attention. Shout out to my grad advisor for that. Yeah, and that's just that on that. Because once you have that, you literally can do anything, honey. You're HBIC, HNIC, okay? And that's just that on that. So with all of that being said, that concludes my video. I appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!